You want to know what it is, Mike? Is Lions fans are cashing in receipts this week. Receipts for things that they have had to listen to for decades, that they want their pound of flesh. You once said this. You once didn't believe. You didn't do this. You didn't think we would ever get to this point. This is receipt week, and they're coming up, and they want it to be paid in full. That's why you get callers like Jordan. Now you can't say that anymore. SOL is dead now.
Like, well, SOL is dead. I agree.
It's the receipts that the people they've held on to.
Yeah, you're right.
Decades.
I was worried your all-pro tight end wouldn't play.
Well, you
what
said,
an idiot.
You said bad things about this team. Yeah, they were bad at one point. They were really bad.
I don't care.
Right,
30 years to win a playoff game. I just don't understand human beings like Jordan. Go ahead, Kenny, go ahead. You're salivating all over the microphone.
Kenny, am I wrong? You're lying.
You're not wrong about those types of fans, but the type of fan that I am, last night was historic for me. I'm still on cloud nine thinking about what happened. I don't have time for receipts.
Kenny,
receipts right now? That sounds ridiculous to me.
Here's the funny thing, and I know here's a big shocker. When Michigan won a national title, I was happy for people like David, who rooted for Michigan. I sent the text out to John Jansen. Way to go. I sent messages to people who play for the team or on it. Hey, you did it. I'm happy for you. It doesn't make me happy, but it makes you happy. But Lions fans, some don't want that. They want you said this. Kenny, I couldn't have been happier for you. My only thing was I just needed you to be safe and make it home. Because I knew you were going to be out celebrating.
Yeah. Everything was on the level. Everything was fine.
Hey,
we had a
you
great
make it
time.
home safely, maybe stop by the drugstore.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, take it easy. No, here's the other thing. I mean, Kenny, we were talking about this because him and I spoke this weekend. It's like, that's 24-23 game. That is the razor's edge. And the Rams had the football right on that cusp. So, miss me with this like you won the game 50-2. Yeah, you're right. I was concerned last week.
Because that's how believe in this team.
Yeah, even though I'm the one who's been saying for a year and was going to look like a bigger horse's ass if they didn't win this division.
But you came out last week, Mike, and you said, we're not going to win this game.
Yeah, I took the Rams with the 3. I did.
Miss me with that, and also miss me with these people that are talking about us putting bullets in the Bucs like they're some nothing team in a playoff game. Regular season, sure, after we did that whole double-digit victory back-to-back-to-back thing,
right.
Maybe. But this game, it's a playoff game.
And that's where you got to treat your opponents with respect. You had people last week talking about like the Rams were St. Leo's homeless shelter. I'm like, guys, here's the matchup. Here's how it works. Yeah, 24-23. I mean, my God.
Wait, when I give the Packers respect, you tell me no.
You're on a different planet. Your team's privileged. That's a whole.
It's called respect.
Lions are trying to get to the privileged zone. Lions earn their keep. You were born on third. David, some ticket checks if you need some. Okay. I'm Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh, my God. Someone says this is officially a great season with the playoff win. Any other wins are just icing on the cake. Someone is asking the question, though, did Dan Campbell out-coach McVay in that game on Sunday?
Yes. I would say yes. I thought the aggression was appropriate. I love the second down pass at the end of the game because
I want the ball in my quarterback's hands. And you know what, Dan? I wasn't mad. I was shocked, and I think the Rams were like, whoa, they're not. Wait.
And it's a high percentage play. Yeah. It's not like what you saw Mike McCarthy do a week ago where YOLO, we're throwing moon balls, 50-50 back shoulder fades 30 yards down the field.
Or the Eagles last night on 4th and 4, and they threw it 30 yards into the end zone. It wasn't 4th and goal.
I'm going to say it to you again. The Eagles did not want to play football last night.
What were you? You just needed 5 yards, not 35 yards.
After every play, Hurts is telling a receiver they did something wrong.
Listen.
What?
I'm going to say it to you again. Nick Sirianni's fired. That whole thing. And that is you can't say it, but I'm going to say it. Tomorrow's never promised in the NFL. If I told you a year ago that the Philadelphia Eagles, with Jalen Hurts, the best O-line, all these skilled players, a wicked defense, that a year from now, you're on a Super Bowl run, and a year from now, you're going to be firing Nick Sirianni, and all your players hate each other. You'd be like, huh? What are you, insane?
That's like you saying that a year from now, Dan Campbell, people are going to want him to leave Detroit.
Exactly.
Please leave.
1,000% the same thing. It's unthinkable. The point is, don't worry about any of that stuff. Get it right now. Like, I understand the ticket texter's sentiment about how it's house money and it would be gravy. There is no scenario where if the Lions lose this weekend that you're going to walk away with a good feeling.
Well, and that's why I've always said
you got to make the NFC title game.
The window is now. You can't start looking forward to next year and the year after because it may never come. I mean, look at the Bengals. We thought, they're just going to be in the Super Bowl all the time. They haven't made it back. Look at the Bills. They are struggling. Now, it looks like they're going to be resurgent, but you never know. So the Eagles, they were at the top. They were once the number one power ranked team in the NFL. They were 10-1.
Well, they were fake, but I tried to tell you.
You did. Full credit,
Thank
Mike. You said, you know what? They're winning. It's not the same. San Francisco went in there, broke them. They were not the same.
No, and
for
you
the
know
rest
what?
of the season.
Hey, I got news for you.
And the bodyguard gets kicked out the game.
That changed it all. No, the reality is Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon left. 2 coordinators leave to go elsewhere. Well, guess who's at risk of losing 2 coordinators? You. Mm-hmm. So just enjoy it now.
So while your window is here, yeah. I mean, when you look at the remaining NFC quarterbacks,
get into the game against San Francisco.
You may have the best quarterback of the 4 remaining quarterbacks.
Purdy, Goff, Love, and Baker. Okay, I don't have an issue with that statement because I'm not a Purdy guy, and I'm also not Jim Costa, who's unfair to Jared Goff. So I have no issue with it. And if you want to make a case, if I got the best QB, I got a chip in a chair, cool.
I mean, just, I know you think that Purdy has limitations.
No way.
Okay, you know what?
So I'm sorry. That was unfair. David, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so glad for this next texter that they have another game coming this weekend at home because he says, held onto my season tickets for so long just to see a home playoff ticket, and then I got sick. Couldn't make it. So good for him. They have a second one coming up. Matt in East Lansing says, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm here for the ride this year, but both of these coordinators can hit the road next year.
What?
You be careful what you wish for.
We talked about bend to don't break. I guess he's not happy with that.
Hey, man, I got 2 words for you. Limited personnel. Aaron Glenn's doing the best he can. They have limited personnel. How about this? Well, it is Bobby Vildor or whatever his name is. What playoff team's he starting for? Benito Jones. Who's he starting for? Man, you have limited personnel. This isn't the finished product. You don't think this team's got potential on paper to be better next year? Man, they're going to be a lot better on paper. Doesn't mean it'll play out the same way, but on paper.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But 2 things, if you lose one or both coordinators and you're playing a different schedule next year. You're playing that first place schedule.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I can say, look, Ben Johnson's 3rd quarters have been bad, factually, bad. Red zone play calling, bad. But Ben Johnson's an elite offensive coordinator that has some kind of blind spot coming out of halftime.
And next year's team could be a better team, and you may win less games, but you're a better team.
It's hard to win 12 games. It's hard to win playoff games, as you well know. But they have an opportunity here in a divisional round, favored by the better part of a touchdown. I don't want to move the goalposts. I said if they won the division and won a playoff game, thrilled. And I am. But how do you walk away from this weekend if they lost and not be left with a terrible taste in your mouth?
I guess it would if they lose. I don't think they will, but if they lose, if it's just like what happened at Dallas or what happened with Philly, where you're just like, you're out of the game by halftime.
I don't see that.
But if you lose, like if they would have lost, you lose on a last-second field goal, you're angry, you're upset, but yeah, you're not destroyed because you got blown out the water by 30 points.